Why don't you enjoy being around people like you used to? If that question stirred something in you, you're not alone. Many folks in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s find themselves pulling away from social circles they once cherished. It's not that they've stopped caring. It's not that they've become cold or bitter. It's that something deep inside has changed. And more often than not, that change is born from wisdom, not weakness. In this video, we're exploring 6 powerful reasons why you may be avoiding people now, even if you were once the life of the party. These aren't surface-level observations. Each one reflects something real, something many older adults have experienced, even if they rarely talk about it. Some reasons may surprise you. Others might hit close to home. But one thing's for certain. By the end of this video, you'll understand yourself better and maybe even forgive yourself a little more for needing space. Stay tuned until the end, because you'll realize that stepping back from certain people isn't something to be ashamed of. In fact, it might be one of the healthiest, wisest things you've done for yourself. Let's begin. The weight of past betrayals. As time passes, we gather more than just memories. We collect bruises. Some are easy to forget, but others leave deeper marks. Betrayals, rejections, moments when we opened our hearts only to have them dismissed or misused. And as we get older, we begin to feel the quiet echo of those wounds more clearly. We stop offering ourselves so freely, not because we're angry, but because we've learned that not everyone deserves a front-row seat to our lives. Take Eleanor, an 81-year-old woman who once hosted dinner parties every weekend. She loved laughter, music, and having her house filled with people. But over the years, things changed. Friends drifted. One betrayed a confidence. Another disappeared when her husband passed away. It wasn't one big heartbreak. It was the steady drip of small disappointments. Now, she chooses solitude more often than company. Not because she hates people, but because she values peace more than pretense. There's a kind of protection that grows in old age, a shell built from experience. It doesn't always feel good, but it often feels necessary. When you've lived long enough to see how quickly people can change or leave, you start guarding your time, your heart, and your trust. It's not about being cold. It's about being careful. Older adults have often loved deeply, given generously, and been let down without warning. That repeated cycle teaches you to pause, to evaluate, to pull back when something doesn't feel safe or sincere. You start paying attention, not to what people say, but to how they make you feel after they've left the room. Psychologists call this relational fatigue, when the cost of connection begins to outweigh the joy. And it's especially common in those who have weathered emotional storms. There's no shame in that. It simply means you've lived. You've seen what people are capable of, both good and bad. And when you choose distance now, it's not out of bitterness. It's wisdom. It's the recognition that your heart, at this stage of life, is something sacred. And not everyone deserves access to it anymore. The craving for peace over small talk. In your younger years, you may have tolerated chatter that led nowhere. Conversations filled with pleasantries, gossip, or talk just for the sake of noise. But as you grow older, that tolerance starts to thin. It's not that you're antisocial. It's that you've begun to understand the deep value of peace. Silence no longer feels empty. It feels nourishing. And when you've found that kind of inner quiet, it becomes harder to give it up for shallow company. Take Harold, a 76-year-old man who used to work in sales. He was charming, outgoing, and knew how to make conversation with anyone. But now, he avoids events that require endless mingling. He no longer attends large family functions unless he feels truly up to it. When asked why, he simply says, "I'm tired of talking just to talk." His preference isn't for isolation. It's for meaning, for honesty, for quiet moments that don't require performance. As we age, our emotional energy becomes more precious. The desire to impress fades. The urge to prove ourselves fades. What rises instead is the desire for authenticity. We want interactions that feel real, not rehearsed. And if that can't be found, many would rather stay home with a book and a cup of tea than fill the room with noise that leaves them feeling lonelier than they did before they arrived. This isn't about being standoffish. It's about being selective. There's a dignity in choosing your surroundings and the people you share them with. You've earned the right to preserve your energy, to prioritize peace, to decline an invitation without guilt. That's not avoidance. That's maturity. And the more we lean into this kind of discernment, the more we realize that life doesn't require a crowd to be rich. Sometimes one meaningful conversation, or even a quiet evening alone, is more fulfilling than hours of forced interaction. So if you've been pulling back lately, opting out of the banter, skipping the noisy gatherings, know this. You're not becoming cold. You're becoming clear. Clear about what fills you up. Clear about what drains you. And that clarity is one of the greatest gifts of aging. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward.